See, the reps have been a big deal. You can't act like the media don't know what people are thinking about here. That is Deshaun Watson. That is head coach Kevin Stefanski talking about Deshaun Watson and them opening up the practice window. I don't think he's going to hit the field this year. Our boss Keith was texting my ear off during the break, or texting my eyes off during the break. He disagrees with you about the fan base. I happen to agree with you about the fan base there. I think there are two separate fan bases here in this case. I think that there is Shedeur's fans, and then I think there are Browns fans. I think Browns fans, maybe in so many ways, either just don't want to see him, or they're going, hey, guys, we're 3-9. We ain't going anywhere. I think that they don't like me telling them that we're going to draft a quarterback right now, but I think they kind of know that we're probably going to draft a quarterback, and I think that they are preparing for, probably they think the worst, but hoping for the best later on, but we're trying to get through this year. I think that a lot of flavors have changed about whether or not they want to see Deshaun Watson. To your point where you had brought up Shedeur's fan base, I think there's a lot of folks who take any quarterback as a threat. So yes, Deshaun Watson has been very helpful.
Well,
he's been very helpful to him. But now that we've talked about practice reps all year long. Anything that can be seen as any sort of a takeaway from the possibility of getting Shedeur ready for greatness, that's going to be seen as a slight.
Yeah, well, Shedeur fans throughout this whole process, and they haven't been wrong on all of this. Some of it, I think they've been totally wrong and misguided. But you got to remember, I mean, it is all victimization all the time. When looking at the All-22, when every guru is like, oh, he's missing that throw, he's not early enough, he's not anticipating that, they just reject it, right? They're just like, no, you just don't like him. Okay, no, these guys are just analyzing film now. Yeah, Jay Gruden was doing it yesterday, and he has no malice against Shedeur Sanders, but doesn't matter. Every word that comes out is automatically he's biased and he hates him. You know, and then
Jay Gruden was pretty complimentary of him a couple of weeks ago. After the Ravens game, he was very complimentary of him, I believe.
Well, the video, you know, that I see, every comment just assumes the worst about anybody that criticizes Shedeur, and probably because there were some bad actors very early on in the process. So they're just assuming every media person is that. They think the coach is out to get him. They thought offensive linemen were out to get him. They think Jerry Jeudy is out to get him. They think everybody. And now that this news comes out yesterday and there's a press release that Deshaun Watson, who they made way more of an investment in than a fifth-round pick. This was first-round picks over years. This was the guaranteed money. They still have $90+ million in that. They don't have any of that in terms of an investment into Shedeur Sanders. So you can understand that the Shedeur fans that are watching us on YouTube Live, that are tweeting at every film review, trying to take down every host. They're in my DMs. That Zach Jackson had some interesting things to say at the end of his podcast yesterday when it came to some Shedeur fans. They cannot be happy. Well, they must be thinking the worst.
They've paid one guy $230 million. And I think that guy has been helpful in trying to get Shedeur prepared. I don't think that matters now, because this is a team that, again, is so desperate for the position that I think Sunday could be a very big day, and that if he doesn't play well against a putrid football team, and they're going to take care of him, and we could discuss how the game plan should go, but if he doesn't play well against a putrid football team, you know, all of a sudden I think there will be some people on Monday kind of going, how did number 4 look in some of them drills? Maybe how did he look in some of them drills? Like, I don't think they want to go to Dylan Gabriel, and I don't think they want to go to Bailey Zappi. But if they're going to pay him that much, I mean, maybe he should go out there. I don't believe he's going to be, but I think that the tenor will change. If he plays well on Sunday, yeah, definitely. Put him back in the quarterback room. If he wants to do the scout team and all that other stuff, fine, but we don't need to see him. But, you know, if he don't play well on Sunday against a bad team and the number 1 overall pick who's had his struggles this year because he's had to try to throw that team on his back to do anything this year, I think that there's going to be some differing opinions here. But again, I've softened my tone. Like I at first this year, all that stuff, I treated him as a person under the stairs. And now when you're 3-9, it's like, I don't think he's going to play. I don't want to see him play. I want to see Shedeur play. But hey, man, if you can't go out there and you can't run the offense and you lose to a really bad football team, I think that the options are all out there. Tony in Mansfield, you're first up on the Fan. Hello, Tony.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you doing?
Doing well, Tony. Go ahead.
All right, so yeah, two different ways. So if we keep the same coaching staff, if Andrew Berry's still here, well, one, I'm tired of the Shedeur fans. I love Shedeur Sanders. Love everything about him, his family, his dad, great athlete, great guy. But it is what it is. It's results based. The problem is with this team that we have, absolutely garbage. We know that our wide receivers are garbage. Our offensive line has struggled. It's again,
Well, I don't think anybody's set up for success here at the position.
No, exactly.
Yeah, I agree with you, Tony.
With this organization, exactly. So it's really hard. We know what Dylan Gabriel is. He's not a franchise quarterback. Shedeur Sanders, more than likely not. Although I love him, like him, want him to succeed. The thing is Deshaun Watson. As much as I do not want to see him, right? He's kind of our bridge quarterback, like you mentioned a little bit earlier. And then if we, so either the same organization or we do a complete reset, have new staff, new head coach, new GM, it's kind of the perfect option because we can have Deshaun Watson as our bridge quarterback, develop and get draft capital, right? Whether that be in the draft, get offensive linemen, get wide receivers, and then draft a quarterback the following year if nobody in the offices likes who's coming out this year. I don't know. It's the craziest nonsense, but I mean, as much as I don't want to see him out there, it's kind of like Deshaun Watson is the best quarterback on the roster. I mean,
he would be the most talented. Tony would be the most. Yeah, he would be the most talented.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I can't.
Absolutely wild.
I don't think anybody can deny that. And it's wild to think that way here in December. But here it is December in Berea. Thank you for the call, Tony. And it's morning in America. And I never thought we'd be saying it because, I know that they've had the talent conversation on other shows before. It's like, well, I mean, you look at what the roster is now and the quarterback room is right now. That's where it is. Or, I mean, I think that some people, I think you're in a moment now as a Browns fan, if he is just a Browns fan, you just don't want to have your time wasted anymore. So if Shedeur, who's a young guy, can go out there and look good, okay, let's see him again. Let's see him again and again and again. But if he can't, I think a lot of people are going to go, okay, what are we really fighting about, guys? Is this argument even worth it? And then they're going to go, well, you're paying that guy all that money. Fine, let's see something maybe I'm interested in. Because then you go into next year, say he plays really well. Say he does get in 20 days. And there's, 2 games left in the season, and he ends up playing well in those 2 games. And don't think for a moment the folks that are afraid of quarterbacks in this coming draft aren't going to sit there and go, now, wait a minute. Can you go into next year with this guy now that he's healthy? Go get yourself a lineman. Go get yourself a Carnell Tate or something. We'll start to have those conversations because I think that fans just don't want their time wasted now.
They will latch on. The way I've seen people latch on to 2 really good throws from Shedeur, right, in 2.5 games so far. He's had 2 really good throws.
I thought 3.
Okay, 3 good throws, which, if you watch the rest of the league.
Well, they're bombs, but you get what I'm saying.
If you watch the rest of the league, everybody's doing that.
He's out of the good throws.
Even the bad court. Kyler Murray's doing that. Everybody does that in the league. But you can tell it's been so bad that we're willing to latch on to anything. So you're right. If he comes in there and has 2 even average games, which he hasn't done a lot of in Cleveland, but if he has even average games, people will quickly gravitate.
Well, I'm gonna get upset then because I'm fine with average. I'm fine with average. If he goes out there for seriously, guys, if he goes out for 220 yards on Sunday and he throws for 2 touchdowns and no interceptions or hands the ball up, doesn't even have to score touchdowns through the air. Okay, I don't care what they do, but if he just looks solid and runs the offense, I am perfectly fine with that. And I think I'm going to be very annoyed if some people are. The guy sitting next to me, I think I'm going to be very annoyed if he conducts the offense fine and people are just going, meh, fine, whatever, let's move on to the next one. I think I'll be a very annoyed person. I just want to see good, consistent, complimentary football out of the guy. We got to crawl before we walk here. Jeff in Chesterland, hello.
Good morning, fellas.
Morning, Jeff. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yeah, if Deshaun Watson is cleared and ready to play, he should not play this year, but he should definitely start next year because what's the point of playing this year? Give him more time to heal, get conditioned. But he is our starting quarterback, or he is our franchise quarterback. He's just been injured. So the big mistake was taking 2 rookies in the draft because now you have this problem trying to play both of them.
Well, do you think he's good? Do you think that there's tap potential that we can get into with Watson?
Well, yeah, he's been there before. He's only 29. I mean, look, Joe Flacco's 40 and doing it. So there's more of a potential of him starting to click rather than one of the rookies all of a sudden taking off. So I think it's if we have him on the roster, we have to pay him, then he might as well start next year, have one or both of these rookies back him up, and then worry about the quarterback in the next draft.
Well, I don't want to be, and Jeff, thank you for the call. I'm not going to put words in your mouth. I'm not just going to kick it down because I think that everybody who says, hey, there's Julian Sand coming up, and there's Arch Manning coming up, and Lenore Sellers is probably going to go back to college, so there's Lenore Sellers coming up. I think you guys are going to talk yourselves out of all those guys getting ready for 27 as well. So I think that they're probably going to go faster than what it is. I mean, you don't need all of them. You need one. But what Jeff says about the quarterbacks and, well, there's a better chance of him returning to it, I want to fight him on that because it's been since 2020. It's been 5 years since he's been sensational. That's a long time. But I have seen him be sensational in this league. I haven't seen the other ones. Now, you could say, well, the other ones haven't gotten the opportunity yet. All right, that's fair, but they're going to get their one got his opportunity, and I don't need to see any more. The other one's going to get more opportunities. And if he can't make the most of those opportunities, I can't run Jeff off the air with that opinion.